Okay, this is going to be a quick video on the Ekklesia because it means Protestants don't really understand that multiple denominations can have the real teachings of Jesus Christ in their church, and therefore they can be saved even though they're a different denomination, because also in other verses Jesus says that he can work through different outlets, and so different outlets would be like different sects. And so that's not a generalized principle. It doesn't mean every Methodist is part of the universal church. It means that Protestants can be part of it, some Catholics, some Orthodox, but also and likewise at the same time, they can also be out. Some sects of Protestants cannot be part of the universal church because they're not teaching the right doctrines. And so it influenced me to create Christian nationalism, because on Pentecost, one is Pentecostalism also. They came together on Pentecost in one accord. They had different ideas. They were different Christians with different ideas, but they put that aside and they came together for one accord. So for politics, you need a big tent movement. So we have to come together. It's not about changing doctrine. It's about coming together so the Holy Spirit can descend on this nation. And so what is the definition of ecclesia? Ecclesia in the Greek word is translated in the New Testament as church. It comes out as ek, meaning out from or to. Kaleo means to call, and has to do with a group of people called out from one place to another. It is assembly or congregation. The ecclesia in the New Testament is a group of people who have been called out of the world and to God. It is as the church. A few important points about the church and its purpose can be made here. First, the church is a group of people, not a building. The church is universal, is made up of all believers in Jesus. Local churches are smaller gatherings of the worldwide universal church. Matthew 5:13-16. We live in the world, we are and are part of it. The church is meant to be distinct. We are to be separate from the ways of the world and point to the truth of God. We are to love the people as God does, share his invitation to salvation with them, and pray that they too will hear and his call and join his church. Hebrews 10:23-25 is encouragement for each of us who belong to the ecclesia of God. Let us hold fast in the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love good works, not neglecting to meet together as one of the habit of some, encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. In Jesus, local churches are smaller gatherings of the worldwide church, and many local churches happen to meet in a building that we also call a church. But it is the people, not the building, that is ultimately the church. Secondly, the church is called out. 1 Peter 2:9-11 says, "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellences of him who called you out of darkness into the marvelous light." Once you were not a people, but now you are